So, hi and welcome to my latest video. Today I decided to go out with my Nikon F5 and shoot some Foma 100 in a former Munich party area. So the area that I'm in now was or used to be our party area here in Munich. But a few years ago they decided to shut the area down and to do some heavily construction and made it more, well, attractive. Before there were some very nice clubs and very nice clubs, some music clubs, bars, and now it's just a big construction yard. And today I'm around to check what's still left, and maybe I can get some very nice, well, nostalgic pictures. So as I already said, I'm on my way with the Nikon F5, a roll of Foma 100. I'm shooting it at f/80. And just in case, I have also a light meter with me, my Sekonic. But so far I'm pretty impressed by the abilities of the Nikon F5, so I think I'm primarily using the internal light meter. So let's see what we've got. Okay, it's freezing cold. Right at the moment I'm using my 24 to 70mm lens. Let's see what we can get. Okay, let's go on. Oh look, I found something super interesting right in front of me. It's, well, looked like an old locomotive, well, prepared for kids to play in or something like that. It's quite funny. I'm trying to get some interesting details. Oops, I should turn on my camera before I try to take pictures. Now I can see myself. Oh, that's way better. There we go. Ooh, that's dark. Let's open up the lens quite a bit. I was trying to take some pictures from inside of that thing. Yeah, just take it with me for a second. Look, it's funny. And maybe one more detail shot. Here we go. Oh, you couldn't see me. Great. See, I just thought that the smoking chimney up there could make a very interesting motif. Let's see if it works out or if it doesn't. Okay. Cool. Maybe one more big picture like this. A big picture. I'm quite sure that's proper English. A big picture. I mean, a wide picture. Here we go. Okay, now let's go on to the next location, whatever that might be. So, right behind me I found another very interesting picture, but I have to stay here to take it because I'll show you something. It's a private property, so I'm not allowed to enter this property with a camera or to take pictures on the property. Obviously I can enter it having a camera, but I'm not allowed to take pictures. So I'm taking my picture from, well, here. There we go. Let's see if it turned out. Oh, besides that, I think I'm gonna go back to the locomotive because I didn't saw that it was possible to go in there, and there are some very interesting valves in there and such things. So I think I'm gonna go and try to take some pictures of these. And yeah, let's see, maybe they turn out great. It's not very spacey here. Well, let's see. I'm at 1/30th of a second, though. That'll be interesting if I can hold that still. Whew, here we go, back. So there's an interesting bench there with some nice graffiti on it, so let's give it a try. Here we go. So I can remember this area very well. When I was younger, it was full of people and full of life nearly every night, especially on the weekends. So well, it's a bit sad that all this is going to disappear. So let's go on. And here we go with some more graffiti stuff. Just decided to take another shot from the bench because I like it. I think it looks very nice, like a station. Great design. Oh, look there, somebody put some records onto the wall. What a cool thing to do, but I'm quite sure it's from the old club days, so yeah, let's take a picture before they disappear. Uh-oh. So now this maybe is going to be one of the last shots for today, since my camera already says it's frame number 36. So possibly it's also already past the last frame because I'm bulk loading. So I'm not quite sure if the frame is really free or if it's not due to the loading, to the daylight loading. So we're gonna see. Now I'm gonna take a picture of this location. I'm gonna show you right now, and well, I hope it turns out somehow well. Yeah, just as I thought, that's it. So that was my mouth is frozen. So that was my last shot. And yeah, I hope it turns out. And well, if not, that happens. It's not a bad thing, you know. It's analog photography, film photography. There's always some surprise in film photography. Yeah. Yeah, as already mentioned, I'm now turning back home, or heading back home. Is that right? I'm now heading back home. And yeah. If there's something very interesting on the pictures, I'm thinking of printing it in the darkroom. And if so, I see you there. And if not, I wish you a good time. See you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so welcome back to the video. I decided to do 2 quick prints of the pictures that I liked a lot. The first print will be of the valve, the picture where you can only see a single valve, and the second print I will try to print the picture that you could see from from the big wheel and the light coming through the houses. Yeah, I'm printing to Ilford Multigrade Paper, glossy, resin-coated paper. My developer is Ilford Multigrade developer, and this is kind of an experiment because the developer is, I have no idea, like 6 or 7 months old, and I haven't used it since then, so I have to find out if it still works or not. Yeah, I think that's the interesting part so far. The picture is already in the enlarger. I'm gonna frame it and focus it. Then I'm gonna do some test prints, and yeah. And also this will be a relatively small print. And also my enlarger is relatively loud. So, yeah. So now I'm gonna focusing the print, therefore I'm reducing the light because it'll blind me any other way. And for focusing, I already put a part of the same paper as I'm gonna use down here under the enlarger. Or not under the, yeah, under the enlarger of course, but into the easel. Okay, here we go, close it. And I'm gonna stop down the lens for about 2 times, like 1, 2. This usually is very roughly your working aperture. Okay, my enlarger right at the moment only has a usual color head, and I set the magenta to 20. It's between grade 2 and grade 3, could be something around grade 2.5. So obviously this is just guessworking and not scientifically testing it. So I'm setting it to 20 magenta, and then I'm gonna put a paper in and do some test prints at 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And there we go. Okay, I left it in the developer for 1 minute and 20 seconds. There we go. Fixer. And I usually put my test strips directly into the fixer, since I'm not gonna use them after my session anyway. Only if I'm doing bigger prints and do some dodging and burning and so on, and I do some notes on the prints, then I accurately stop them and so on and so forth. Yeah, but I think I already see which time I like. Now, as soon as I'm turning the lights on, this will be a bit overly exposed for you, of course, but you will see the pictures under a better light in the end, or I'm trying to bring down the exposure for a second. Okay, let's turn on the lights. That's interesting. So I'm not quite sure if you can see it or not. You can see it somehow. Okay, I bring this more over to the side. What you can see here is that 10 seconds is obviously way too dark. 8 seconds looks quite good, but the shadows are already they are already drifting away. And 6 seconds, in my opinion, is too light. So I'm gonna go with 7 seconds and give that a try and make a full print. And I'm usually a big fan of, when I do portrait works, which I usually do, I'm a big fan of getting the picture right in camera, so I won't have to do quite a lot, in the darkroom, like split filter printing and so on. I do this from time to time when I have complicated pictures, but usually I prefer to have everything set right in camera. Yeah. At least to a certain point. You can never make it perfect. You will have to do some stuff in the darkroom, but besides that, I'm a big fan of having things right from the beginning. Okay, here we go with 7 seconds. Put it in for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Maybe I could darken down the right side of the print a bit, so the focus would lay more on the valve itself, but we're gonna see. I have to see the print when the lights are on. So I consider this still to be a working print, so it's okay to go directly straight into the fixer. But yeah, I think I'm gonna burn in this area just a bit, so my focus lies more on the valve. Okay, to be honest, I'm not sure if I would do a lot to it. I think I'm quite happy with this, to be honest. So I tried to burn this side just a bit, just a tack, so it's a bit darker and you focus more onto the print itself, but I wouldn't do anything else. And we're gonna start 1/1000 to 1000 step. Okay, let's put it into the developer. And now for the second print that I'm gonna do, I'm going to do exactly the same, doing some test prints, some test stripes, and then yeah, deciding on how to print it. It's not too bad, but to be honest, I think I prefer it without any burning. So maybe I try to burn it for half a second just to bring down the light intensity attack, but that's too much. That's not nice at all. So yeah, let's do one more print and then I think we're fine with this one. 1/1000, a half, so that's it, not more. Before was simply too much. And yeah, here we go. I'm gonna put the print over to the water bath and have a look at those prints side by side. Just put it in here. Okay, I'm now gonna change the negative, and then I'm gonna do my next print. And since you already know how to do test prints, I'm just gonna make them and I speed this all up, or I see you after making the test prints. Okay, I'm back. I already examined the print. It's a very contrasty scene, extremely contrasty, especially due to the fog and the light coming through the buildings. So I'm trying 10 seconds, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna work out without any problems or without changing the filter grade. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it's way too contrasty. I mean, like it's too much of everything. So I'm going down with the contrast and try my luck again. So I set the filter down to 10 or even a bit lower, something like 5, between 5 and 10, something like this. So just really lower down the contrast. Or maybe, you know what, I go down to a grade of 1. So I take out the magenta and give it 25 yellow. Okay. It's back on. Okay, yeah, definitely I'm going in with a grade 0. And also what I'm gonna do is I'm doing another test sprint because this looks too dull now. Yes, I'm going in with a grade 0 and print it for, well, 10 seconds as my base exposure, and then I add 3 seconds, 3 times 3 seconds. Now it has an overall lack of contrast, but at least it's not too contrasty, so I can go in with my development time, not development time, with my exposure time. And I think I'm nearly gonna double it, so it's 16 seconds. I'm gonna try 16 seconds as my base exposure time and do another test strip. Maybe I'll also just go with 20 seconds. Let's just have a look. Okay, I go with 24 seconds. I think that's okay. And if I don't like it with 24 seconds, I could always add some more blacks in. But right now I want to go with 24 seconds, I mean. And just for the sake of testing and having fun, I go straight up to 25 seconds. I think I can risk 1 more second of light. So yeah, let's make a print at 25 seconds. But no, I think it's okay. I can still see that there's quite some details. You have the fog and the light coming out between the houses, the darks, the trees are now beautifully dark. Yeah, still the sky isn't too separate from the paper white, but I already went down under the 0 filter, which isn't a real 0 filter, it's just my yellow light. So I can't go lower with the contrast, that's the point here. Sometimes you simply have to live with a picture as it is. Yeah, I think it's way better. I could go in and punch in some blacks like for 1 or 2 seconds with a 5 filter. I'm gonna reprint it. And I'm gonna do another test strip. This time I'm gonna print the picture with 25 seconds like this one, and then I give 3 times 4 seconds with a grade 5 filter, and we're gonna see how it turns out. Let's have a look. Yeah, just as I thought, it's too extreme. So there's nearly no difference, but only nearly no difference. You have to be very careful with split filter printing. Yeah, let's go with 4 seconds. Let's just try it. It's fun, so we go with 4 seconds, and then I consider this print being ready. Okay, so 4 seconds, grade 5, and then 25 seconds, grade 0. Boom. I didn't lose it. That's cool. I didn't lose the door. Yeah, I consider this print to be ready. And yeah, I'm gonna clean everything up, and then I'm gonna show you the 2 prints next to each other, and you can decide for yourself. So, hi and welcome back. Now I want to have a quick talk about the pictures. I waited for them to dry. To be honest, I waited for them to dry overnight. And yeah, I want to start with the last picture that I printed, because in my opinion it was the most complicated picture. And yeah, let's start. So this was the first approach that I took, so the first try to print this picture, and I printed it with a grade of roughly 2.5, 2.5. And as you can see, this was overly contrasty. So the whites are totally blown out and the tree trunks are already, well, nearly to total black. That was simply too much. What I like though in this print, much more than in the other prints, is the contrast here in the building on the right side. So the contrast in the building, I like them much better in this one. Okay, let's go with the second test print, or with the second approach. So this was my test with a grade 0, or let's call it 00 filter. As you can see, the picture overall is way flatter, but still I don't think it's a bad picture. You have all the details that are there, and you could potentially work with some local contrast, well, like burning in with and giving it a local contrast, for example with the building. But I was too tired yesterday to do this, but it would be worth a try. So overall the picture is way better. You have the details in the white, they are not so blown out as the other pictures, or as the picture before. But still, I think it has a lack of contrast. So it's not bad, but it has a lack of contrast. And here we go with the split filter printing. And I think it's actually the best of all the three prints, minus the nice contrast in the building. It doesn't have the nice contrast in the building from the first picture, but it's overall, I think, the best print. We have, we still can see the door down here, so it's not totally black. We have details in the white. The sky was blown out, so I was desperately trying to bring in some sky detail where there is no sky detail. So this was like, that happens when you're tired and you don't remember the picture correctly. I thought they were sky detail, but I took a look at the negative and at my scans, so there definitely is no detail. So I tried to bring back detail which was not there. Yeah, that happens. So here you can see the whites aren't as blown out. You still have the nice details in the white lines. You can still see the light and the fog, the light coming out between the buildings. And yeah, and you still have the details in the black, and also you have a nice contrast. So in my opinion, this is the best print I did yesterday. So let me focus on the print for you real quick, so you can have a look. Okay, now let's go to the first print, to the valve. Just have to focus in on the valve again. And here we go. Now you should see the print. So this was my first print for 7 seconds with a grade 2.5 filter. And to be honest, I'm not sure. I think this is still my favorite picture. It worked very well from the beginning. I mean, it was like making your test strips, and I think 7 seconds is right to the point. You don't have a total black, so nothing is really absolutely well crushed. You still have some minor detail here. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but I can see it with my bare eyes, and I think that's perfect. You have nearly pure white, but it's not absolutely pure white. It's like a very, very, very nice contrasty print. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I should have done any further prints, but I'm gonna show them to you anyway. So this was my second approach, where I thought it would be a good idea to burn in this side a bit, so you would be focused more towards the valve. Yeah, I think the burn in was a bit too much, so yeah, the rest is as with the picture before. It's just a strong burn in. And this is the exact same picture, but with a less strong burn in. It's just a very minor burn in, and I think that's actually quite okay. So we can look at the original picture together with the minor burned in picture. Let's see, let's put this over here, this over here. And there you can see here's absolutely no burn in, and here's just a very, very slight burn in. So I'm not sure, I like both of them. Yeah, let me know which one you like better. The first one without any burning and so on, or the second one with the minor burn on the right side. Now I'm gonna give you a close-up of both pictures, starting with the original one. Oops. Trying not to have too much reflections on here. And here we go. So this is the first one without the burn-in on the right side. Oop. Just looking through the camera, it's not too easy to find the picture. And here we have the second one with the very minor burn-in on the right side. Yeah. Okay. Now let me put the pictures, final pictures next to each other. Let me know down in the comments which of the prints you like the most. Maybe you have an idea what to do better next time. Let me know in the comments as well. I'm still learning, as we all still learn. I try to pick up as much as I can with every session and books and so on and so forth. So this was my approach to these pictures. If you have any idea, or if you want to tell me that you like them or what you don't like about the pictures, just let me know down in the comments. I'm very curious to know about your opinion. Yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button and the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Goodbye.